This happened during a family camping trip in Northern California. We had rented a spot at a private campground along a river, one of those places tucked deep in the forest, where you won't see anyone unless they're staying at the same site. It wasn't completely isolated, but it definitely felt like it. There were a few other families camping nearby, spaced out along the riverbank. That first day was perfect. We set up our tents, built a fire, let the kids play near the water. The river ran steady and loud enough to cover most other sounds, and the trees stretched high above us, blocking out most of the sky. It felt peaceful, safe. By nightfall, everyone had settled in. You could see small campfires glowing up and down the river, hear faint voices from other camps, people laughing, kids running around. Normal camping sounds. Nothing unusual. We had just finished eating and were sitting by the fire when our dog suddenly stood up. He had been laying quietly near the edge of the campsite, but now he was stiff, staring across the river. At first, we didn't think much of it. Dogs react to everything. But then, we noticed something strange. The sound of the campground stopped. No talking, no laughter, no movement. It was like everything had gone silent at once, even the other camps. That's when we heard it. A low, guttural growl. It came from across the river. Deep, long. Not like anything I had ever heard before. It didn't sound like a bear. It didn't sound like any animal we knew. It sounded wrong. The kind of sound that hits you in your chest before you even process it. Our dog immediately backed up and went straight under the picnic table, whining. That alone was enough to make us uneasy. Then it came again. Louder, closer. A deep vibrating growl followed by what sounded like heavy movement through the trees, branches snapping, leaves crunching, something big, very big, and then we saw it. Not the creature itself, but the trees. One of the large trees across the river started shaking, violently. Not swaying like it would in the wind, shaking, back and forth, like something was grabbing it, pulling it. We all stood up at the same time. Nobody said a word. My dad grabbed the spotlight we had brought and pointed it across the river. The beam cut through the darkness and hit the tree line. And there it was. That same tree. Still shaking. Hard. Like something unseen was forcing it back and forth. The branches were snapping. You could hear it over the river. And then, another growl, louder than before, closer. The sound echoed through the trees and across the water. No one moved, no one spoke. You could feel it in the air. Every single campsite along that river had gone completely silent. Not a single voice, not a single sound. Like everyone had heard it, and everyone was waiting, watching. The spotlight stayed fixed on the tree, but whatever was there, we couldn't see it. Just the movement, the force, the size of it, based on what it was doing to that tree. After a few seconds, the shaking stopped. Completely. The woods went still again. Too still. The kind of stillness that feels unnatural. No wind, no movement, nothing. We slowly lowered the light, but nobody relaxed. Nobody sat back down. We just stood there, staring across the river, waiting for something else to happen. But nothing did. No more sounds, no more movement, just the river and the silence. That night, nobody slept. Not in our camp, not anywhere. We could see the other camps still awake, shadows moving near their fires, but no one was talking, no one was laughing. It was like everyone had silently agreed not to acknowledge what happened. Our dog never came out from under the table, not once, even hours later. He just stayed there, shaking. Every small sound after that made us jump. Every crack of a branch, every shift in the trees. We kept the fire going all night. None of us wanted to be in the dark. When morning finally came, it felt like a release. The sun came up, the normal sounds of the forest returned, birds, wind, people moving around again. No one mentioned it, not one person. We saw the other campers packing up, making breakfast, acting like everything was normal, like nothing had happened. We tried bringing it up quietly to another family nearby. Just a simple, "Did you hear anything last night?" They looked at us for a second, then just shook their heads. "No," and walked away. But you could tell, they knew. Everyone knew. They just didn't want to say it out loud. We packed up early that morning and left. None of us wanted to stay another night. Even now, years later, we still talk about it. The sound, the silence, that tree shaking across the river, and the one thing we all agree on. Whatever was out there that night was big enough to make an entire campground go quiet.